What I'm gonna tell you now may strike you as a bit outrageous, but I believe we can have a positive singularity within 10 years. Why 10 years? The precise number's not important. It could be 8 years, it could be 12 years, but something on that order of magnitude, I believe, is achievable. I don't know this is gonna happen. None of us can know the future, but I believe it's a plausible hypothesis and an achievable goal. 10 years to a positive singularity, if the right amount of effort is expended in the right direction. I think from a scientific view, the human body is it's a complex molecular machine, and aging and disease and death are molecular phenomena that can be fixed, just as when a car gets old, you can fix it. You can replace the parts that are broken. You can repair the parts that you don't want to replace. And I think we're now at the point where we can scientifically confront the problem of ending aging and disease. It's a hard problem, but it's not an impossible problem. And artificial intelligence software, along with nanotechnology and many other advanced technologies, synthetic biology, for example, can be used to address this problem. So I'm reasonably confident that my kids, who are in their 20s, are not going to have to die. I'm 49 years old, and I'm hoping I can make it, right? Because I think we're decades away from beating death, not centuries away. And the other thing that's amazing is that's not going to be the most exciting technology advance, because preserving human bodies beyond their biologically ordained lifespan is not even going to seem like the most interesting thing we can do. We're going to be able to build new bodies using molecular nanotechnology and port our minds into different bodies and into compute clouds and so forth. So I think the array of possibilities that technology is going to unfold for us within the next decades is something that anyone without a head full of science fiction is going to be completely amazed and bedazzled by. You know, is all that we hold dear going to be obsoleted? Because of course it is, but everything that was held dear 10,000 years ago or 1,000 years ago, an awful lot of that has been obsoleted as well. I focused mainly on the path to singularity via artificial intelligence, because that's where my own work is. I believe I know how to create an artificial general intelligence that can lead us to a positive singularity. But there's a lot of other interesting work going on. There's work in molecular nanotechnology, which will allow us to reconfigure matter according to our will. There's work on brain-computer interfacing, which will let us hook our brains into computers, radically enhancing our power of cognition. Any one of these paths could lead to a positive singularity way, way sooner than most people think. But the sad thing is, the amount of resources, the amount of energy that our society devotes to these things is very, very small. The human race is at a funny stage in our evolution. We expend far more of our energy and attention on things like making chocolatier chocolates or making more attractive underpants than we do on creating new forms of matter, improving human cognition, extending human life, ending scarcity, ending human suffering, creating advanced artificial minds. This is what I'm suggesting. If we really give it our all, a positive singularity may well be achievable on the order of 10 years from now. After that, you have another question. Let's say you succeed in making an AGI
that is both as smart as people and shares human values, well, that AGI is going to rewrite its own source code. It's going to make itself smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter over time, right? And how is that direction going to feel to us human beings? Now, humans may also be making themselves smarter and smarter over time by plugging chips into our brains and whatnot, because after all, when all the neighbors' kids have chips in their brains and they're getting straight A's in school, I mean, do you want your kid to be the only retard in class without a chip in their brain? All the neighbors' kids can do long division and calculus just by thinking. If your kid doesn't have a chip in their brain, they've got to take out their computer and peck around with their fingers. No one's going to want that, right? So humans will be advancing in parallel with the AGIs advancing. I mean, you can try to control and direct it in certain ways, but the benefit of having AIs do the work that people now do is just going to be too great for people profiting from means of production, right? I mean, if the U.S. decided to ban AGI because someone decided it will have evil consequences, well, great, then the U.S. becomes a third world country, right? And if the U.S., China, and Europe banned it, then before long, Africa becomes the richest place in the world because they have AGIs to do the work that stupid humans are doing in all these countries that banned AGI. So it's unstoppable, and pretty much everyone in power sees that. So, I mean, you're going to see this advance happening faster and faster. The last topic I'm going to address is one of the reasons I think it's a good thing is I don't want to be dead. And, I mean, this is partly because, I mean, I'm not religious in any conventional sense. I don't think after I die I'm going to frolic in heaven with 70 virgins or whatever various religions say. I mean, I think that after I die, my body rots in the ground and is eaten by worms. And if my mind exists in some diffuse way afterwards, quite possible, I'd be happy if it's true, but I'd even rather have myself continue on in this form or porting my mind into a robot. And that's, a dream that is, again, increasingly viewed as sane, whereas 20 years ago, when I was 10 years old and I told people, I want to live forever, they just thought I was completely batshit crazy, right? And now, Google, Larry Page and Sergey Brin are out there saying, yeah, we want to solve death. And Craig Venter, the guy who sequenced the human genome for the first time with Solara Genomics, he's founded a new company, Human Longevity Incorporated, aimed also curing death, right? And so that's, of course, Jun Wang, the founder of Beijing Genomics Institute in China, is interested in the same thing. So there's, all of a sudden, this has become mainstream. Now, this, however, is a very complicated problem. And my own intuition is that we're going to need the help of very advanced AI to convincingly cure death, aging, and disease.